Nyabo bannange byaddala. Janet omuntu awonye layini gwe nyina kusasuliranga ku ssimu labayo bannange.
Tuzimbire wamu ebiseera by'omu maaso ebitangaavu nga tunyiga kamunyenye 285# olunaku lwonna essaawa yonna wonna w'oli. Uganda Revenue Authority, tukulakulanyize wamu Uganda.
Wala banayivudde banzimye zempedde. Jangu eno naawe olowooza babbi ba ku street be banzibye. Saabo kankubuulire natikka ebintu byange okuva China ne bangamba neetaaga tiini namba. Nze nga sigirina neetuma omuntu omulala abindeetere kati ngenze mu UR.
Good morning, Uganda. Welcome to another episode of the Tax Mchuzi. My name is Ananpeska. I'll be your host. Very excited to be with you this morning as we talk about local excise duty. I know some of you have heard of it, but you probably wonder, okay, what exactly is this? And today we're going to break it down. We have a wonderful resource coming all the way from Boulevard. Edward, welcome to Tax Mchuzi. You were here yesterday on the Ebanguliro show. And now today you're also going to be talking to our English-speaking audience on the Tax Mchuzi. So welcome. Please introduce yourself and say a few remarks to our audience.
Thank you so much, moderator. My name is Edward Serunjoji from URA. We are here to discuss, learn, and then share more about local excise duty to our English listeners. Pay attention and then we learn.
Thank you so much, Edward. That felt like, a teacher. Pay attention and learn. So you guys pay attention, send in your questions if you have any. Like a good student, it's good, you send in your questions, we clarify, so that by the end of the webinar, you're much more knowledgeable, and with knowledge comes better management of your tax affairs. And okay, so we'll get into it. We do not like to waste time on the Mchuzi show. So what is local excise duty?
Now, local excise duty is a duty paid on products and services which are excisable.
Which are excisable.
And
Okay.
these products and the services are stipulated in the second schedule of the Act, the Excise Duty Act,
Okay.
2014.
So what makes certain goods or services excisable and others not? You say the law, but can you please break down why these particular goods? Maybe we could start by naming them, and then like what makes these goods special from other goods that we've chosen to attach this tax on them.
When you look at the law or the way it was framed, it was the intention was to protect the consumers,
Okay.
and then to safeguard Ugandans from certain products
Okay.
by making sure that the product which comes into the market or that comes into the country is not harmful.
Okay.
So when you look at some of these products are the most needed products, some of them, and from the beginning it was to a specific product. So as you know, we go on amending.
Okay.
So
So it started with like a few,
Yes.
keeps increasing.
Ah.
All right.
When Parliament thinks that we should include this, and then the products were added into the bracket.
Okay.
Because when you look at most of the excisable products and the services, some of them, like I can give you an example, especially those which are imported into the country.
Okay.
We are, as URA, we are supposed to protect our Ugandans.
Yeah.
Yes. So that duty is not applied to all products
Okay.
and
just
all
specific.
services. It's just a few products which are specified in the Excise Duty Act 2014.
Edward, would you be so kind to break down some of those? Because you're protecting me. But from what? Like, someone is wondering, what are some of those that the government is protecting us from?
Yes. Now, for example, we have local manufacturers. We have those local manufacturers. Initially, it was basically to protect them. But since we are in a wider market, now protection is in other areas.
Okay, it keeps
Yes,
changing.
it keeps on changing. You cannot keep a law fixed forever when times are changing.
It changes with the time.
Yes.
Fine.
So when you look at the accessible products that were there initially, you discover today that we have included more.
Okay.
And
we shall keep including.
We shall keep including.
Adding. Okay.
Yes, adding for the good of Ugandans, the consumer, and for the good of the country. So, and then even plus the services, a few services, not all services. Yes. Okay. So that's what somebody must know out there, that there is a schedule, there is a list of excisable goods and services. Okay. Even at importation, not all goods are in that category. Even locally, not all goods are in that category. So if you're out of the excisable goods and bracket and services, so you commit paying the other taxes.
You don't have to incur this.
Yes.
Okay.
And in one or the other, it's also helping the manufacturers
to keep better records, maybe?
Yes, to keep better records, and then to keep improving the quality. Yes, even the quality matters because the consumers must get what is quality for their life. Okay. Yes.
So this sounds like a good tax. Yeah.
Very good.
It's
tax.
A very good one. Huh?
Like any other tax.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
You sounded like a true tax. All right.
Yes.
So, you said from your submission that this is mostly manufacturers.
Yes.
Are those the only people, or there is could you break down which other people pay this tax beyond more that if it's not just manufacturers, who else pays this tax?
Now we find that in the Schedule 2 of the Excise Duty Act, we find we have cigarettes. So manufacturers of cigarettes, they are part of this group. Then we have, of course, there are different types of cigarettes. When you go into their industry, you get to know. And I believe that they already comply. Then we have the beer takers. So those are also part of.
That's so many Ugandans at this point. Okay, the beer takers.
Then we have, we have what? We have spirits.
Okay.
Then we have wines. Then we have juices. We have cement also.
Cement?
Yes. Okay. There's excise duty on cement.
Okay. When you said they were looking out, the government put this tax because they're looking out for Ugandans. Cement is a bit like, okay, how does it come in? Why is cement one of these excisable?
Because one area we must look at is having the quality of the products.
Quality. Okay. Yeah.
Quality of the products. Because even after you paying or remitting excise duty, we are working hand in hand with UNBS. Okay. URA works hand in hand with UNBS. So UNBS must visit all these places and confirm the quality, whether it conforms to the standards established. So even in enforcing this excise duty,
do it hand in hand with
UNBS.
Okay.
Yes. Now we have the wines, as I've said. Cement. And then we have the there are some alcoholic drinks. There are some drinks which are manufactured locally and have the alcoholic content.
Okay.
Then there are those other industries which use sucrose, cane. And then we also have what we consume daily by moving. That is now what? Petrol.
Okay.
Sometimes they call it gasoline. Then we have kerosene. There's also excise duty on this. Then water is life. Water is also there. There is excise duty.
Okay. Even sodas?
Yes.
Soft drinks.
So then we have telecommunication services.
Oh, okay.
Those are now category under services.
Yeah.
I can give you an example, like when you send money to your brother, let's say you are sending 20,000. There's always that charge of 500.
Yes.
Now that charge of 500, it goes to the telecommunication company, but includes it is the excise duty is already included.
Okay.
On those telecommunication services. These international calls, there is a portion of excise duty. Then we look at the bank statement. The banks maintaining our bank accounts on a monthly basis. There are those ledger charges. We have ATM charges. So all those charges, there is already an excess element. So somebody was asking me even yesterday, is it paid by the telecommunication company? Yes, but it is you, the consumer, who is consuming the product. But so some of services, and then some of the products. Then even when you look at this schedule, even when you look at the customs side, those who are importing, there are certain products
that
when you are entering the country, yes. So when you are before they are brought into the country, you pay those, you pay the taxes inclusive the custom duties you pay. They're inclusive of excise duty. Yes.
Okay. And so now that our viewers know which products and services have to pay local excise duty, how do they go about this? So I'm watching and I'm thinking, okay, how do you do this? How do you pull off the payment?
Now, we can't forget that cosmetics and perfumes are also part of, they are also on the list.
The ladies feel attacked now. Okay.
Yes, but they know that they have to maintain the beauty. So they have to go out there and have these products. Yes. Now, the responsibility now to the manufacturers who are here in Uganda, before the products leave their premises, they must make sure excise duty has been paid. And at times they may not pay it immediately, but it must, for example, somebody has to look at I'm manufacturing kombucha, for example, or I'm manufacturing cement, or I'm manufacturing water. For those ones in manufacturing industry. So you look at all your operation costs, the costs you've incurred to produce this one bottle of water, this one bottle of kombucha, this one bag of cement. Because you remember, you have to purchase the raw materials. Then the processes you go through, they are Ugandans you've employed, you're going to pay at the end of the day. They are packaging materials. These bottles of water have labels. So the one who supplies this, then the electricity costs, water costs, all these cleaning costs, somebody has put them into consideration. After that, then you have to put an element of the profit margin. Then after that one, then you apply the excise rate. So we must also emphasize that some products have rates, and the rates are in the form of percentages. Some are in the form of amounts. Now, like you may find it is 35,000 per 1,000 sticks of cigarettes. So that means that's your rate. When you go to fuel, you'll find 1 liter. There's excise duty. So when this man is charging us or charging Ugandans who are driving, who have parked at a petrol pump, in his cost of liter, 1 liter, excise duty already included.
Okay.
Yes. So at
So same with water. Politics.
yes.
Okay.
But at the importation, we compute it, and then you pay the
provide
entire. You get
the rate
the
from
total customs
the
duties, inclusive of the
excise
excise duty. Yes.
Okay. And that's, so different rates apply for different products.
Yes.
And the same thing applies for the services.
Yes.
Okay. So now that we know, that that's out of the way, a person is wondering, what is the due date for these payments? When should I make sure I?
It's not any different from others, because we are saying from the first date of the month to the last date of the month, you are producing. And the products are leaving your premises. So you are doing the computation, and you know how much in terms of excise duty and in terms of the numbers or the volumes of the products you've sold out.
Okay.
So you should be able to compute it and then give us that report in our return that was already designed.
Okay.
And then you upload it on our system, URI system, and you pay the tax accordingly.
Okay.
Yes. And that is also within the timelines, because you have from first day of the month and the last day is the 15th of the current month, in which to file the return and then also pay the tax.
Okay. But Edward, I feel like URA is very trusting because I may have my kombucha factory and I produce, let's say, 100 bottles of kombucha every maybe 2 weeks. But then with you, I probably tell you that I produce 50. So how do you track to make sure that what is produced tallies with what the person is reporting on?
We usually trust Ugandans, and we encourage them not to tempt themselves.
To be clever, to maneuver.
That's why in all the manufacturing industries or factories, we have another solution to track the products that are getting out of the factory.
Okay.
So the solution that was implemented, that was put across, it is what they call DTS. Every product that gets out of the factory has a digital stamp.
Okay.
Now, so the best way we track and confirm, because every product that gets out of your factory, which attracts excise duty, it must also be stamped.
So those yellow stickers we see, and then this one has, it's
the
not
labels,
the yellow one,
yes.
but it has like
it is a label, because this is a plastic. It is a plastic. You can, when you put a stamp, it will just go off. Yes. So those, but this stamp is in this form. Yes. So there is no way that's how we check and keep track of the products. Yes.
Okay. That's okay. Now thank you for being very clear with that explanation. So what happens if you say URA is on the premises and they probably find a bit of you're not being very forthcoming, you're trying to be clever with your
Of course, we can't say we can rule it out, but we have checks and balances here and there.
Okay.
Because it is to the advantage of a taxpayer. Because when you under declare, the penalties are too punitive.
It's not worth it.
So it's not, we shouldn't cross that line. That's the best I can say. We shouldn't cross that line. Let's continue to declare. And the profits we make out of business will keep us in business.
Okay, yeah, without a doubt.
Mm.
And so I'm getting some questions coming in, so I'll just sneak this one in. Someone is asking, what's the difference between LED, like excise duty, and the digital stamp? Because, you know, sometimes people will think of these solutions as a tax. So if you could please just respond to Anonymous. Yes.
Okay, I must repeat myself. Excise duty is a duty.
It's a tax.
It is a tax that is paid, that is imposed on no excisable products and services.
Okay. Wow.
I know that almost all the products that are excisable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can also repeat that again. I know almost all the products that are excisable, they attract digital stamps. But digital stamps, it was a solution that was implemented to keep track of products that are produced in factories.
Okay.
So we had to keep track of how many, in terms of numbers and in terms of volume, how many products have exited this factory.
All right.
But the other one is a tax that must be paid on the products and services specified in the Excise Duty Act 2014.
Okay. Anonymous, I hope you got your response. And thank you, Edward, for being very clear. So, what else should our taxpayers know about local excise duty? Like, and
I think I should encourage them, those who don't know, or those who have the idea of thinking of starting a factory or to do some manufacturing, they should get close to URA offices. They should get those who can access our website, the URA portal. When you go to URA portal and you go under legal, once you click there, I mean when you go to not legal, but when you go to DT, the domestic taxes, you will be able to click there and then to take you down where there is excise duty. Even when you go to legal, under legal section, looking at the different acts under which we operate, you see Excise Duty Act. Okay. Now when you go under Excise Duty Act, once you click on it, it will give you the act and the entire laws that are governing excise duty, and then the schedule of the products and the services which were specified that they should do, that are excisable.
Pay this tax.
Okay. So somebody should be able to access this information. That you know, when we move out and we go to some of these places, they say you did not inform us.
Yes, people say that a lot. We didn't know.
Yes, we didn't
educating
know. Now, let them not be caught off guard. Let them access your offices. Those
who can.
Because between you and me, we're almost everywhere now.
Everywhere you go.
Yes, so that they can get this information. Where it is not clear, you can get into an office and then you ask for more details, for more explanation, and then you comply.
We're happy to respond. And that's why we're also doing shows like this.
Yes.
So that, you learn a thing or two. And in case you have, someone who would benefit from this webinar and they're not watching, they can always catch the recorded version. We have this on our YouTube channel. They're always there. You can always rewatch. And you can always slide in our DM. If you're watching like from X or LinkedIn or Facebook, you can reach out in the DM. There will be someone to respond to any inquiries that you have on LED or any other tax heads. So Edward, thank you so much for coming to the show.
Welcome.
This local excise duty, even when you you go through the tax laws, it's a short one.
It's very short.
It's very short. So makes sense that also the show is a bit shorter than usually is. Thank you for tuning in. At this point, Edward, just share your parting shots with a wonderful audience.
Thank you so much, our listeners, and to encourage us that when you spend money on listening to such programs that we have as URA, you learn a lot and you benefit much from the airtime and then the power you pay. So you learn and then you do your business, you comply in time, you know the time the standards expected by URA. So once you work according to the standards expected by URA, you are good to go and you enjoy this country. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Edward. Thank you for making the trip all the way from Boulevard to come and talk to our taxpayers yesterday and today. We hope we'll have you again some other time.
I'll be available.
Oh, nice. For me, one of the things that I have picked up from the show is that it's your duty to seek out some of this information. So if you want to start to enter the manufacturing business, take it upon yourself, go to our portal, download the act and read. And because ignorance of the law is no excuse. And as URA, we also pledge to continue reaching out to you, educating you, that it's a two-way thing. Thank you for being a great audience. We look forward to having you again next Thursday on the Tax Mchuzi show. In the meantime, our lineup on URA TV is heavy. You can don't miss Women in Tax. It's airing over the weekend. And also don't miss Revenue Pulse. It's also airing over the weekend, 2 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. We look forward to having you again next week. Bye-bye.
Ziwa mu Uganda.
Eyo jolese siyange eyange irisiti tompa birara irisiti ojja kumpa irisiti tompa birara irisiti ojja kumpa irisiti tompa birara mpa irisiti yange.
That's right. Insist on getting your e-receipt. It's your ticket to fantastic prizes, including motorbikes, laptops, fridges, and a fully paid 6-day safari for 2 in Uganda. Take a picture of your e-receipt, upload it to the URA website or mobile app, and you could be the lucky winner. The more receipts you upload, the higher your chances of winning. Terms and conditions apply. More details on our social media channels.